I've just spent 10 hours building a way for people to leave my app. And that probably sounds counterintuitive, right? But let me ask you a question. What would happen if somebody logs into your account from another country and you have no way to see it, no way to stop it, and even no way to know if that happens? That's a product nobody will pay for. Or maybe someone will pay, but I'm not recommending that. And yeah, I'm gonna explain the exact way how I fix that. And if you're new here, my name is Igor. I'm a full-time software engineer, and in my spare time, I'm building my own startup from scratch. The idea is a high-performance URL shortener with a clean, minimalistic, and modern UI. But before we get to it, let's grab some coffee. So if you open Google, click your avatar, hit manage your account, and then go to the security section. Here you can see every single device you are logged into, what was their location, and when was the last activity for that device. And the most important part here is the button to sign out from those devices. I believe features like this make people trust Google with their most sensitive data, and I want that for my application too. But how to implement this kind of session management? And like with everything in programming, there is just no one perfect way to achieve that, simply because different applications have different system design. And you may know that my application is stateless, meaning I'm dealing with access tokens and refresh tokens. Therefore, I followed security standard for my application security type. For now, there are only two ways how user can log in into the application. It's a Google sign-in and magic links. And eventually they go through the same component to create refresh token, and this one is basically would serve as a reference for the user session. So I create refresh token, store that in database, get refresh token ID, and link that to the user session entity, which is gonna be stored in the database as well. And before I store that, I need to enrich the context of the session. So just like in an example of Google account, you can see the operation system, the location, time when first sign in, and the most recent activity as well. And this is exactly what I'm doing here. So first I need to parse the client IP address to get data such as city, region, and country, and then goes user agent analyzer. And this one will allow us to fetch device type and operation system name. And we can get that information based on the request headers. And this is how the database table looks like. So yeah, nothing special here. But what more interesting is that how should we fetch all those user sessions? And of course you can like fetch all the user sessions for a given user ID and get all the sessions that they have. But how can we define and show to the user that on the single session from the entire list of those sessions is the current one? And basically if I return to Google, if I get back to all those sessions that I have, you can clearly see that the first session is my current one. So I want the same indication for my app. And the way I achieve that is essentially every time when user want to generate access token, they obviously provide refresh token. And what I do is I grab that refresh token ID and put that ID in the refresh token claim code GTI. Basically, it's like JWT token ID. And to show how it looks like, this is access token example from my application, and GTI is basically unique identifier for JWT token, and this one is UUID for my refresh token. So what I do with this one is I read that claim or field from access token, then I load all the user sessions for the user ID, and then I check whether GTI matches refresh token ID in the user session entity. And eventually when I find one, I set current session to true, and that's it. Yeah, that's about it. Right, so now we know how to generate those sessions and properly show to the user. And the next obvious step that we can do with the session is to terminate it. Therefore, I implemented 3 different ways to end the session. It's basically to log out from the current session, log out from one session from another device, and log out from all other sessions but the current one. And overall behavior for the logout is that it's not being ended immediately. So let's say you logged in with 2 devices. The current one is your laptop and the second one is your phone. And let's say you lost the phone and you want to end the session for that device and you click logout. So at that point, the session remains active till the access token remains valid. And in my application, I keep access token expiration super short. So basically it's 5 minutes. And the moment when you click logout from your phone, you can count 5 minutes maximum and the session is gonna be terminated. So what would happen on the phone is it will try to refresh the token, but as the refresh token is not valid anymore, it would fail and eventually it would redirect to the login page. And for the future improvements, I want to have kind of cleanup that would allow to automatically remove old stale user sessions so they won't accumulate in the account. And here's how it looks like in the application itself. So now we have settings page, and down below there is a section with all the user sessions that the user has, and there is a clear indication which one is the current one. The location for this is Montreal, it's my location, and here I have 3 other sessions where refresh token is not expired, and those devices can easily log into the application and have access to all my links. And imagine that you have no idea who signed into your account from Australia and Japan. So you just click logout for the session, and here I show the nice message which is saying that the session is not ending immediately, it takes up to 5 minutes, and time here is actually calculated dynamically based on access token dates, the one when it was issued and the second one when it expires. So on the front end I just calculate the difference between those and show that in this pop-up. So I'm gonna click continue, and that's it. The session in Australia and also in Japan are gonna be terminated within 5 minutes maximum. And for this one in Ukraine, I do recognize this device, so I'm gonna leave it here. I want my users to have full control over their account, and I think that having the session management is first step for that. I also added another section here so users could permanently delete their entire account with all the sessions, all the analytics data, links, and this feature is not yet implemented, but I believe every single application should have this option so you could easily erase all your data from the resource. And yeah, in general, I'd like to keep this balance where I deliver something technical that is mostly hidden on the backend and users have no idea how it is implemented. They just see the list in the settings and that's it. And right after, I'm trying to do the opposite. So I'm thinking what could be delivered for better user experience, what could be enhanced in that area. And of course, a lot of stuff can be improved here. But this time I decided to work on the create short link flow. So that's actually good that we're still in settings page. We are not gonna go to links, we will create it here. We can create link in any place in the application. So you can click on this button and create it from there, or you can click on Siki and do the same. But the only problem that I realize when you enter all the information and click create link, the link is created, but to get the short link, you need to go to the links page and click copy to clipboard here, and only that you would be able to paste it in any place that you want. And again, this adds a lot of friction, and we don't want to have friction at all. So my solution for that is to provide the short link right away. And yeah, just a sprinkle of confetti here. So that's it. You can just click copy to clipboard from here and you're ready to go. And initially I thought, what if I put the short link in the clipboard right away without any action from user? But eventually I thought, what if user has some important information in their clipboard and I don't want to override that? That would be super annoying. So yeah, it is more safe to provide dedicated copy to clipboard button. And the last thing is if you go to links page and you have a lot of links here, that's great, but let's say you don't have any links in here. So what I do is I'm gonna log out from this session and I'm gonna log in from another account. So I'm gonna send magic link, and I still don't have integration with any mailing providers, so I'm gonna paste it manually. So yeah, instead of showing nothing in your application when user didn't add any items yet, you can show nice empty state with call to action, and simple components like this would bring experience about your application on the next level. The last thing that we want is to have a freaking ghost town in our websites. And that's about it. Hope you enjoyed, guys, and I see you in the next one.